Hi, I'm Greg from RV Haulers. These RV haulers do have airbags on the axles, but what happens is they ride really, really stiff. We must put cushioning air ride hitches on these when we connect our large fifth wheels. Now, what I'm going to show you today is something that's often overlooked. We're going to be using a shocker hitch, an air ride shocker hitch, while towing my 16,000 pound bumper pull boat trailer. If you'd like to see how one of these air ride hitches work, join me in this video. People often are mistaken. They understand that there's an air bag system on the rear axle and they think, oh, that must provide cushioning. The reality is no. These axles are designed to have 20,000 pounds of sprung weight or weight pushing down on them. So when we connect our large RV fifth wheels, they don't have anything near that weight. So that axle actually rides like a cement truck. What happens is when we connect either a fifth wheel or people forget when we connect a bumper pull trailer, they get pounded really hard. We've seen over time that, especially in the fifth wheels, because they're expecting a pickup truck kind of ride with shocks and springs, well, when they go onto one of these rigs, we are seeing welds broken, sidewalls broken, and even the contents of our kitchen cabinets falling on the floor. So what I'm going to show you today is a hitch from Shocker Hitch. This one in particular is designed for up to 20,000 pounds of trailer weight. This is a drop hitch model. They've got a whole bunch of different models, but this one is designed, you'll see it's got a lot of different positions, so we can adjust the height of that 2 5/16 trailer ball. They've got pintle hitches, they've got equipment hitches, all kinds of different options to add on there. What I'm going to show you today is how this works. We're going to hook up my boat trailer. I've got a camera set up. We're going to see how this provides cushioning as we go down the road. And believe it or not, I've got probably the best road to test this on. You can't go more than 20, 30 miles an hour down this road. It is so bumpy, it's a logging road. Let's see how this works. But let me show you how we set this up first. So we first deflate this bag. And what it allows us to do is slide it in. You'll notice that there's also 2 holes here for the pin to go through. So if you have some different trucks have different pin locations. I'm going to use the first one. Then what we need to do is we need to air this up. Undo the cap on this Schrader valve, and using any pump that you have, you could use a bicycle pump too. It's not like we need a lot of volume of air in here. Connect it. What we're looking to do is have this make contact with the underside of the hitch. So in here, we're looking to give it a little bit of air. Turn this on. There we go. That's it. So here's a closer view of the hitch, and you can see that we need to air this up so that it makes contact with either the hitch or the underside of here. The other thing I want to show you, another important component, is this cushioning system. So right now you can see that it is loose. What it does is it pivots on this pin, and we'll see this in operation in a moment. But I need to apply air until you see this make contact. So do you see how that compressed the shock? So this is what provides us rebound in both directions, up and down. Let's go get the boat. We have to adjust these chains carry. And we can't forget our crab traps. We'll get those loaded on the RV hauler too. That's good. Thanks. You gotta say it. That's not going anywhere. we need to see this gap in here. So now that we have the weight on the shocker hitch, you'll see that this gap has been established between the upper cushion. So we're gonna air up the airbag until it makes contact. I could turn the light on the, look, it's got red lights. Do you think I know how this works? There we go. Okay, we've made contact. Let's go down our bumpy road, Kate. Well, the fun starts here. It looks like asphalt, it's pavement, but this is a highly active logging road. They just put this on top of a beat up logging road. And you'll see in a moment here, you really can't go very fast at all. It is so rutted, potholed, grooved, washed out. Before I hit it, I'm gonna double check I've been driving for a few miles here. I'm gonna make sure that I don't have any bearings heated up. And 68. Okay, watch my GoPro camera. I'm really curious to see how well this works. I've pulled this boat on this road for the last 21 years, and I've suffered the consequences many times if I go too fast. I'm really excited to see how this works. We've got 7.5 miles of this road, and there are hundreds of logging trucks that go down here. There's a major log sort facility in Beaver Cove. We're gonna go past it. We'll get you some video footage in a moment. And everything in this area comes to that log sort facility, and they get sorted, put on the water, and then, slow down Greg, taken out to different facilities. Now, you YouTube folks are watching this through a GoPro Hero 13 camera, so it's got incredible image stabilization, so you really don't get an impression for how bumpy and wavy and beat up this road is. And I'm going to try not to act it up, but if you look at me bouncing in the seat, I have to slow down to about 20 here. So we've got some 13% grades up and down. I turned my engine braking on to the max. We came in here once with our RV and shook stuff out of the kitchen cabinets. We were on the floor when we got to the marina. I got up to 30 miles an hour. You know, when you hit the bottom of your chair suspension, then it's pretty bumpy. There's the sign to prove it, logging trucks. So a hitch like this, anytime you've got precious cargo, I think one of these is mandatory, in my opinion. Whenever we've, in the past, pulled precious cargo, you know, imagine your horses or your livestock or your really nice trailer, whatever it might be. I think this should just be part of the budget to have a solution like this. I was talking to some of the farmers that live around me and are hauling equipment trailers around between fields, and they beat them up really hard. And investing in one of these hitches has actually, over the years, saved them having to replace their trailers. So this is an engine braking hill. This is 13% down. My RV hauler is in the strongest engine braking position, holding us back. Let me put my window down so you can hear. So it's not allowed engine braking with these trucks. Well, I needed some foot brake on that one too. That trailer's heavy. So saying the engine braking on these trucks is muffled, right? It's in front of the muffler, so the engine and the exhaust brake is not that big loud sound we're used to hearing years ago. It's actually pretty quiet. So there's the start of some of their inventory of logs. That row goes for, probably half a mile down there. Thanks for joining me in this video of evaluating this Shocker Hitch HD. If you want to see some of the other things we're always looking at, evaluating, and of course our RV haulers that we're building and the parts that go into them as well, you're welcome to check out our website, rvhaulers.ca. That's where the RV haulers are located. And if you got a moment, you're welcome to check out what we have for sale available for building your own RV hauler. Check out rvhaulerstore.com. And of course, those of you that have subscribed to my channel for the last number of years, thank you. Thanks for supporting us. We're a really small company and we appreciate all of the likes, the thumbs up that you guys give us. And I also encourage you people to pose your questions down below. I try to answer every single question I can myself. I'm Greg from RV Haulers. Thanks for watching this video, and everyone, please drive safe.